Gamecast from MSN.
Hello, dear listener. Iain Lee here with the MSN Gamecast, and I'm joined, as always, by Nick. Hello, Nick.
Hello.
And Verity's here. Hello, Verity.
Ahoy.
Now, before we get onto any of this, before we started this, and we'll talk about games in a minute. I know that's what you've downloaded us for, but more importantly is my lack of internet. I've moved house before Christmas, 2 days before Christmas. That was a ridiculous idea, and I won't mention any names, but I took great delight in telling my previous broadband provider, who have been rubbish and very expensive, that I wouldn't be going with them anymore. And they're like, but why? And I said, because you're rubbish. They went, and the woman actually went, yeah, sometimes we are a bit, aren't we? I mean, yes. But of course then, what they do is they say, but we'll take £20 off your monthly bill. I was like, well, anyway, I'm getting new broadband, and it's not until the end of January or February. And Verity, you were saying, but why wait so long? You can get a dongle.
Well, yes, of course you can get it's like a USB dongle. You put it in, broadband, bam, it's there.
Broadband, bam.
It's there. But wherever you go, should you wish to go to the park, it's with you.
So many things have died with me recently. My printer has died, and my laptop, both died. It turns out letting a 1-year-old put banana actually into the keyboard of a computer is a bad thing to do. That's my tip.
Sense, actually, yeah.
But how much does this cost?
Well,
this is genuinely. This isn't.
You can go pay as you go. So you can just buy the dongle and then decide on how much you want to, how many gigs a month you want, and keep topping up as you go. Or you can go on a contract, so you get 2 gig a month or whatever, and then you pay £10 a month or £15 a month. You even get a free laptop with some of the deals.
Excuse me, what? You get a free laptop with a dongle?
So it's like signing up for like a mobile phone deal.
Oh, one of those
So it's
things.
like 12 months or 18 months.
I don't want to get. I hate getting locked into contracts.
So I'd go pay as you go. Or you can get like a little MiFi, which is like. Are
you making this stuff up? When I go, are you both going to be going, he fell for the dongle and the MiFi nonsense? What an idiot.
MiFi is your own little personal Wi-Fi hotspot. Sweet, so you could even get your phone hooked up to it, your laptop.
But all of this costs money and stuff, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, I'm skint now.
But you can't be without broadband.
I had to go
Life doesn't exist.
I went to the library the other day to use the internet.
Oh, how quaint.
How 1990s. And it was really good. Do you know it was good? Because my baby wasn't there, not, saying that I hate him. I love him. But it was just nice to have some peace. He wasn't knocking on the door. My wife wasn't there. It was in a library, so everyone's quiet. But you do get odd people surfing the net in the library. And I did feel, is this what I've come to? Really?
Yeah.
And you can't download mucky films. So that is, I found out as I was asked to leave. I may look into that. Oh, by the way, there's a question for you on the forum, which we'll address in a second. What's the longest you've been without internet? And did you go crazy? How did you survive? Some people, there was a program on Radio 4 the other day about a family that had got rid of the internet, got rid of it completely. And the kids hated it, of course, but the mum was like, yeah, no, this is wicked. So maybe if you're listening to this, you were forcibly without your internet, your broadband, your 56k dial-up. And it was a good thing. It was a blessing. I can't play Xbox Live or anything.
A couple of years ago, do a project for us called Unplugged.
Oh, yeah.
And he had to live like it was 30 years previously. We did this in 2008, so he had to live like it was 1978.
Jeez.
In terms of only using the gadgets that were available to us back then. So he was just about allowed the first Atari console.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was about to say,
77, yeah. So he could have that. We actually tracked him one down. I think it broke after a day.
Oh, the wooden.
That's it. Yeah.
They
don't make consoles with wood as part of the casing anymore.
If PS3 launched a wood special, or the Wii came out, and you get your black Wii and your red Wii, if they came out wooden Wii,
I would love that.
I would totally be there with a wooden Wii.
Polished mahogany one or something like that.
It'd be fantastic. Anyway, we've mentioned the forum. Yes. Let's address this issue now, because the kids are at home going, forum? What forum?
Yes.
What happened, Nick? I want the facts.
Technical problems.
That's the fact.
That is the fact.
Does that mean, it means one of two things. Either A, you're not allowed to say what happened, or B, you don't know what happened.
I think it's definitely the latter.
There's quite a lot of B involved.
Quite a lot of B involved.
What? So it's just gone? The forum's gone?
It's somewhere, but we just don't know where.
Hackers. Is that bloke from Wood Green again?
It could be.
It's in the net. It's in the system somewhere, but we're just trying to
Sometimes
find
on the
it.
internet, things just float away for a little while, and then eventually they come back.
So is that what you're hoping will happen, or are you going to set up another forum?
We've got our best people on it. And it's
a bloke called Steve out there. When I saw him, they were having a fag on. He ain't got he ain't got a clue. Turn it off and turn it on again. That often works.
That's what they suggest.
Yeah. So have a look, dear listener. You may find a forum.
Well, here's how it works.
You may not.
We have the forum is coming back.
So this is MSN. One of the biggest companies in the world has lost a forum. Okay, yeah.
So that's obviously a top priority for us. It will be back very soon. In the meantime, we do have the MSN Games blog.
Okay.
And our special podcast pages on the MSN
Yes.
Games blog, which if you want to get to quickly, you can go to tinyurl.com/MSN podcast.
tinyurl.com/MSN podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
And that will get you to the MSN Games podcast blog.
Okay.
And on there, we will always have all of the links that you need to download the latest episode.
Yep.
And on top of that, you can comment on what's come up in the show.
And of course, they can also get the podcast, the Gamecast, from iTunes, and they can subscribe to that if they're an iTunes fan.
Yep. Please do.
So there we go. That's the business out of the way. We've got stuff to ask you, so it'll be good if you could hunt down forum that was just mentioned. There. Okay, well, let's talk about what we've been playing over Christmas. Well, Christmas and New Year and everything. And,
Very nice.
Yeah, good. It's good.
Seems ages ago, doesn't it?
It does.
But okay, so I moved house 2 days before Christmas, and a week before the move, I treated myself because I traded in a load of games. I only got £75. I was thinking, I'm going to get 120 for this, easy. He went £75. I went, oh, yeah, thanks very much. But I treated myself, and I finally relented, and I bought Halo Reach. Oh. And I thought, because the day that we moved, my wife was taking the boy, they're going to stay at her parents'. I was going to move in, then I'd have the evening to myself to unpack some stuff and then play Halo Reach. And I was well excited, and I moved in, and the packers went, and I unpacked some stuff, and I thought, right, this is it. I've got a night on my own to play Halo Reach. And I couldn't find it. My wife had packed it in one of the boxes, and I'd said, right, leave this out. Leave this, and I had a couple of DVDs I wanted to watch. Leave these things out, because I want these. I want to know where they are, and I want to use them when we go. And she went, yeah, fine. And of course, she packed them, and I couldn't find them anywhere. So I had a miserable night in, watching telly, didn't have Sky installed. Didn't have internet, so I couldn't go on it. Couldn't do anything.
You didn't have a fridge either, did you?
I didn't have a fridge, no. Well, you've been following me on Twitter. You've been following my fridge stories. They're coming this Thursday to change the doors around. The wrong way around. So I've been playing nothing, although a couple of days ago, I did finally find my Halo Reach. It's at the bottom of a box containing stuff that it should not have been associated with. And I had a go on it. It's all right. It's kind of, same old, isn't it, really? I've only played the first, literally 20 minutes of it, but, it's all right. Same old.
Halo, but bigger.
Yeah, more, it's that you run around, pick up guns, shoot things, you die a bit, you respawn, you go back, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Still can't drive the blooming trucks on it.
I know what you mean, yeah. That takes
Why is it so difficult?
Quite a bit of getting
and then
used
if you
to.
let the bloke on the computer drive it, he's really slow and rubbish.
Yeah.
Idiots. So, Nick, what have you been playing? Did you get any games for Christmas?
Do you know what? I didn't get any. I don't think people buy me games anymore.
No,
because
I
they presume
not.
that I've already got them, which is a bit of a shame. But no, I was actually my my wife to be. She got bought games.
Oh, really?
Which was weird because she doesn't really play games very much. But she got bought this quite quirky little independent developers package of games. It's called the Humble Bundle. And,
okay, what's this for? Xbox?
No, it's PC based.
Oh, okay, right.
And if you haven't seen it, I'd say it's worth going and have a look. And they do these every few months or so.
Yep.
And they package a load of license-free software together.
Yeah.
And they sell it for whatever you want to pay. And all of the money goes to charity.
Whatever you want to pay?
Yeah, a bit like the old Radiohead thing.
Yeah, well, it's like in some restaurants they do that. You have like a cheap night, and you just pay what you think it's worth. You think, well, I'll just give a £5 then. Really, it's why would you pay more? So, am I allowed to ask what? Do you know what was paid for?
I've no idea.
Okay,
it's a present. Okay. Yeah, but the current one is closed now. But apparently they do this quite regularly. So
you talk for.
I'll tuck in.
Seconds. Good lad.
So. So this one was really good though. It's got stuff like Braid in it and World of Goo
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. So there's some well-known games in there, plus some other ones that I wasn't familiar with before, and it's quite a cool way to download some quite quirky games for the PC, I think. So I spent quite a bit of time playing lots more World of Goo, which was really good fun, and just also a little bit more of Braid as well.
I'm not aware of Braid. What's Braid?
Braid came out on Xbox Live a year or so ago, something like that, and it's in terms of the sort of feel of it, it's maybe inspired Limbo a little bit, but it's the art style is quite different, but the gameplay of it is all based around being able to reverse time, so you can never die. If it's a platformer, it's a 2D platformer, but if your character dies, then you hit the reverse time button and he comes flying back up.
Yeah.
And it's not just a mechanic for saving your character, it's also an integral part in how you solve the puzzles.
Right.
So there might be a key that's located somewhere where you can only die to get to it. So
I played a similar game on the PSP where you had to open doors and you had different... I can't remember what it's called, so I'll stop that there.
Yeah.
Did either of you... I retweeted a link earlier today. Did either of you open that link?
No.
It's amazing. You must do. A top scientist, whose name I cannot remember, has published a report that time is leaking. Yeah, that's what I said. Time is totally leaking. And it's amazing. He's done...
Is leaking.
Where to?
Back. He's like everywhere. Forward. I don't know. But he did this report, right? He's done these experiments. This is true, and I'm going to retweet it again. And I'll retweet it when this comes out. So if you're listening, you'll be able to find it. He's done these experiments, okay, where he got some people... Some words were flashed to them randomly on a screen, okay, on a computer. And they got quite good scores. And then after the test, they were allowed to learn the words, okay? So they learnt the words after. And then they did another sample where they had to remember the words that were flashed up, but they didn't learn the words after. Okay, now the people that learnt the words after got a higher score.
What?
What do you mean what? That's I've explained that perfectly well.
Okay.
I say a higher score, it's only like 3% higher, but in terms of scientific... basically, that proves that time is leaking backwards. I don't know what you're laughing for, love. All right? You either learn the words after or you don't learn the words.
Oh, okay.
And the ones that learnt the words after did better in the test.
In the test that they'd already taken?
You got it.
Right.
Explain that. Explain it.
Oh, that makes sense now. I've got it.
And so time is leaking backwards.
Oh, really?
So we know... Hang on a minute. How this podcast ends.
So are you
badly?
So if I go home and learn a load of stuff about chemistry, will I do better in my GCSE that I took?
Now you're just being annoying. Verity, if you're not going to take my science reports seriously, what games have you been playing? Def Jam Rap Start.
No, didn't actually. No, I did play that a couple of times over Christmas. Obviously,
well
good Christmas game to play. Played quite a lot of Connect with the family. Took it home to my mum and my stepdad, and they had a little go because they really quite like the Wii.
Yeah.
Just with the kind of Wii Sports and all that kind of stuff, they quite like that. So they really enjoyed Connect. So I had a little go on most of like the Connect launch titles that I've got, but also not really that much. The only other thing I've been playing is Broken Sword on the iPhone.
Oh, you got excited! That was given away free or something, wasn't it? Got no internet, can't download anything.
It was in. It was given away on the iTunes 12 Days of Christmas.
My wife was getting. I was out with her, right? And I didn't know anything about this, and she went. Oh, I'd heard something vaguely about it. She went, I keep getting these emails. Why do I want a free Charlie Chaplin film? I was going, this is I'll have it. All the free stuff, I'll have it. This is really good stuff that you're ignoring. And she didn't download it.
Yeah, there was a Charlie Chaplin film. There was a couple of it was like a Cheryl Cole exclusive video. There's like different bits and bobs, but the only one thing that I downloaded was Broken Sword for free, which I played on, I think it was on the PlayStation 1. I think it came out on the PC, but I played it on the PlayStation 1. But obviously that was like years ago. So doing the same thing I did with...
Enjoying it?
Yeah, loving it.
Yeah.
I've nearly finished it now. went to Vegas for CES. Just pretty much the whole way on the plane was just playing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
My nephew, who is he's only 6 in March, Dylan, got a Wii for Christmas, and they got a Super Mario game. And he refers to it as, can we play Super Matthew? I love Super Matthew, which is fantastic.
Super Matthew.
Super Matthew.
It's a far better name for it.
It is a better name. I wonder why that never caught on. Right, shall we crack on with. We've got loads of business. There's not really many games coming out.
Well,
there's
January,
a few.
Little Big Planet 2 is coming out a few days after we are recording this, and Dead Space 2 is out the week after that. And
so games that could possibly have got lost a bit in the Christmas rush, coming out a little bit after, so that everyone can use their vouchers and things.
Yeah. Well, they should both be really good. I think. Little Big Planet 2 has had some awesome.
The first
reviews.
game was brilliant.
And so has Dead Space 2 as well. Actually, so that's the demo is out already on the various downloadable areas, so worth a look, I reckon.
Now, we have a sheet here of stuff that we've kind of typed up beforehand. I didn't see this before. A Dreamcast collection is coming out.
Yes.
Who, what, where, when, why?
This is, I think it's just on Xbox, but stand to be corrected. But
I love the Dreamcast.
There's 4 Dreamcast games on it.
Beautiful.
Including Sega Bass Fishing.
Let's go fishing! It was great because Sega Bass Fishing combined fishing with bland American rock music in the ultimate fishing game. It was wonderful. I used to love that game. Do you know what else is on there?
The other ones didn't stand out as much, which is why I can't remember.
Okay, no, that's fine. I shall have a little look at that.
Get it just for the Sega
I'm a
Bass
huge
Fishing.
Dreamcast fan.
Yeah, check it out.
PSP 2 is going to be announced on January the 27th.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, is this going to be... Do we know anything about it? Or is this internet rumour? Is it going to be... Because I remember when the Go came out, what an anticlimax that was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it was silly. Is this going to be similar to the Go, or is this actually going to be a huge development?
Well, there's lots of rumours and there's lots of leaked photos that have come out
leaked
about
snaps.
it.
The leaked photos.
But don't you love that the leaked photos are never clear? What is it with the next person that takes a leaked snap of the next iPhone, the next iPad, the next PSP? Can you just take a good photo?
Exactly.
Otherwise, it just makes you think it's not
Turn
real.
the light on, stand still, get a photo. Or they always get those doctored ones. I remember there was a rumour about a year ago, 18 months ago, that Microsoft were releasing a handheld console, and there was a mock-up of it on the... What are the rumours saying?
Well, the rumours are mainly based around these images, really.
Yeah, okay.
So, because
I love the internet.
there's not been anything concrete that's come out from Sony about a PSP 2 or not.
Right.
But plenty of developers have been pretty much saying, "Oh yeah, we've been working on one for several months."
Yeah.
So the general gist of it is that obviously the focus is going to be making it more powerful.
Yes.
And there was a suggestion that it could be as powerful as a PS3 in a handheld. Which sounds a bit pie in the sky, really. But if it was true, would be
if
amazing.
it's true, it'd be wicked, but that's not true. I'll tell you that now. That is not going to be true.
But wouldn't it be good if
Yes, it would. I cannot deny that. I can deny it's going to be as good, as powerful as a PS3.
Yeah.
And have Sony... I've got here the date, the 27th of January. Have Sony said that they're making an announcement on that date?
They are making an announcement.
Okay.
Yes. But is it this announcement? We don't know. So by the time
I would think it's a good chance it will be, because obviously we just had CES. They've made all of their other tech announcements, their 3D TVs and all that kind of stuff. There was no talk of game stuff at CES.
So how old's a PSP now? 8 years, 9 years?
It's knocking on, isn't it?
It's got to be something like that. Probably about 8 years, I'm guessing, off the top of my head.
Yeah. Sounds reasonable.
Oh, it'll be exciting.
The 3DS is going to be increasingly big news, because that's coming out in March. So, I mean, if Sony's going to announce something like this, they'll want to do it now.
3DS. I heard on Radio 4, and I didn't... Radio 4 doing a thing about 3D TV, and they said, of course, Nintendo have just announced that the 3DS should not be played by under 7s. Did you heard this?
Well, I heard it was auto-stereoscopic screens in general, which is the no need for glasses 3D screens. That's what I heard, because there was rumours going around CES, like, oh, this is great, but if you've got kids under 6 or 7, unlucky.
What does it do? Is it induce an epileptic fit, or...
I don't know. I think it may be just to do with eye... Is it to do with eye strain?
When your eyes are still developing.
Okay.
Apparently, it puts some kind of strain on eyes that are still developing that could affect your vision. So, you're not meant to use it.
It's quite a strain, I find. Like, to look at an image, 3D image without glasses for too long, you're kind of like...
Yeah, I've had a go on one of those TVs, and it is weird, and you can kind of feel your eyes...
Thinking a little bit too much.
You can feel your eyes thinking a little bit too much. It sounds silly, but you're actually right. That's what it's like. It is weird. I saw online a couple of trailers for some 3DS games. Obviously, you're not getting the full 3D. You're not getting the 3D effect at all because it's just a video that's on YouTube or something. But there was there was Star Fox. Is that a game? Yeah, Star Fox and Mario Kart and Paper Mario. And from what little I could tell, without getting the full 3D effect, it looked pretty good. It's certainly going to be, an exciting gimmick at the very least. If it doesn't change the world, it's going to be fun.
Well, I saw demos at E3 or I don't know. I can't remember which one. I think it was E3. I saw it at.
Yeah, it was.
And it's really good. They were demos. You couldn't actually play the game. It was just like a rolling kind of demo. But I think it was actually of Mario Kart. And it is really good. It's great that you can change the 3D, so you can have it full on 3D, but you can change the depth, or you can turn it off completely if your eyes are thinking too much.
I'm really excited about it. It's the first proper new console we've had since the PS3, really. Because DSi was just an upgrade, but this feels like something really new, and it should be really cool.
I'm going to Amsterdam on Wednesday. So in
You'll be seeing everything in 3D, man. Hey, we know what happens there.
for the big announcement, which apparently Jonathan Ross is supposed to be hosting, I heard.
Oh, I was invited to that, and I said no.
Oh,
why did I say no?
Why did you say no?
Why did I say no? Is it this Thursday?
Wednesday.
Oh, it's this Wednesday. I'm waiting for a man to come and give me a quote for new windows.
Oh, how boring.
That's a true story.
How boring.
But I said no to that. Yeah, I just remember I got an email. I was like, no, I'm all right, thanks. And now I'm thinking, that's stupid. Very stupid.
Go to Amsterdam for free.
A guy has got a Sarah Palin signed Xbox. He thinks it's worth over $1 million.
I love this story.
This is brilliant.
It's fantastic. There's some Canadian punter who...
the contempt you've got already is coming out in your voice. The punter. You idiot.
This guy's just crazy. He's always wanted, apparently, to drive across Alaska. And when he saw that Sarah Palin was doing some day out thing up there, he decided that was the perfect excuse to hop in his combi van or whatever and
Rachel stereotypes and everything.
Go across Alaska, and he decided to take an Xbox with him because why wouldn't you?
You just do, don't you? Yeah,
exactly. So he's got this old Xbox. It's not even the new model or anything. that he took all the way across Alaska. Took it to Sarah Palin. He's got photos of Sarah Palin there signing this Xbox for him in a marker pen. Now he's got it and he's putting it up on eBay with a starting price of $1.1 million. Starting price. Funnily enough, no one's bid.
But the funniest bit is the comments at the questions that people have put to them, like, he's still got the $15 shipping charge. They were like, if I pay the $1.1 million, would you consider waiving the $15 shipping charge? No.
Genius.
Just no.
Well, this is where a lot of people make the profit, is by upping the shipping a little bit, So, good luck to him. Might have a little.
Would any signed Xbox get you $1 million? Even if it was signed by Michael Jackson or something like that.
Michael Jackson and all 4 of the Beatles.
Yeah,
you'll be getting close to it, maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
Considering 2 of them died before Xboxes were released.
That's true.
One of them did. I don't know
that would be a good Xbox.
Grateful Dead game on the way. What? The band?
Yeah.
Yes.
The band, really the band. Oh, okay, right.
But not like a guitar, but not a Guitar Hero or a rock band or even a rock revolution. Yeah. It's a completely new.
You run around being Jerry Garcia trying to collect bongs or something.
It appears so. Details are sketchy.
Of course they are. Those guys are behind it. Everything's sketchy.
But it's not just going to be a rhythm game. It's going to be something a bit more. So sounds intriguing at the very least. But
we shall keep you posted. Grateful Dead, really? I mean,
a niche target
that is
market.
Seriously niche.
They are huge. I mean, they were huge in the States, and they have these really loyal, followers that would follow them all around the country and stuff to their gigs. But a game?
How many of those people are gamers as well? Really?
When were these people around? I just have to ask.
60s, 70s, a little bit into the 80s. Then one of them, Jerry Garcia, died. Maybe early 90s, late 80s, but they kind of carried on and fizzled out.
Yeah, I can't see it working.
After that description of after that bio. Well, here's a question for you forum users. What bands, what stars do you think deserve their own video game? And what would it be? If the Grateful Dead aren't having a hit your yellow buttons now kids type game. You know, what can you think of? What other? I was always disappointed there was never a monkeys game. I love the monkeys, and there should have been. I tried to write one years ago. I had this program that was such hard work called the Graphics Adventure Creator. It was such a geek. You can laugh at that. I was a geek.
I remember that.
It was good, but it was really hard work. And so, of course, instead of me writing the adventure in it first and then doing the graphics later, I spent like a week, which is a long time when you're 14, trying to do the graphics on the first bit. And I was trying to do the monkey's pad with the drums and all of that, and I couldn't do it. So I gave up. So, but yes.
So you need someone else to take on the job for you?
I'd love it. I'd love it if someone else made a monkeys game. I would so be in there. There was a Monty Python game.
Yeah, I want a good Monty Python game, because there's not been a good one.
No, I think it was on the Spectrum or something. There was a Frankie Goes to Hollywood game on the Spectrum that apparently was quite good. I was reading a piece about it a couple of months ago that was quite good. Holly Johnson tweeted me. Really? No one's impressed by that. It's just me. Just me. Did you say who?
No, I said no.
No one's impressed by that. Send me a tweet. Okay, you can go to the forum. Where would they find the makeshift forum?
AKA the blog.
He's got a Jaffa cake in
tinyurl.com/MSN podcast.
It's kind of like having a porter cabin as we rebuild a new forum. So go to the porter cabin. It's a little bit damp and a little bit messy, but you can post stuff up there. What else have we got? This is my favourite story about computer games ever. Wesley Snipes is developing an iPhone game in prison. He is set to be released in 2013. That's Wesley Snipes, not the game. I'd forgotten he was in prison.
There's a lot of Hollywood stars that get done for the tax.
And also, if you're a famous Hollywood star, you can't really hide very well because you're a famous Hollywood star and people know what your face looks like because it's been on films and in posters. But I looked at this story and I've looked at it on a couple of websites. I still don't understand it. He's developing an iPhone game in prison. Instead of, sowing mail sacks and breaking rocks in the desert, he is developing an iPhone game.
It's bizarre, isn't it? And he seems to just be taking it in his stride as if it's quite normal.
And the thing is, we all know iPhone games very rarely make that much money. 79p, 99p.
Yeah.
You're not going to make that much money out of it,
This is what he's always been wanting to do.
Yeah.
Like, through all those action movies, when he was filming Blade, he was thinking, running around like a badass vampire is all good fun, but what I would really like to be doing is creating a really low-budget mobile phone game.
Oh, bless him.
Is that the title? Julius Stiles the International?
Apparently so.
Wow, catchy. Wow.
Everyone's going to want to play.
Someone's done some reach here. Well done. It will offer players a fine balance of action and puzzle solving, challenging both your mind and your reflexes. It's based on characters he played in Art of War, Murder at 1600, and Passenger 57, all rolled into one.
And he missed out Blade. It's going to be rubbish.
It's going to be rubbish.
I will definitely download it though.
Again, this ties in. This is it, isn't it? This ties in. Who do you think? What celebrities, what actors, politicians? Who do you think should get their own video game or iPhone game? And what should it be? Another Shane
They might
star.
bring it to Xbox Live. Oh my! Wow.
Yeah, they might. And to quote a film, monkeys might fly out of my butt. Another Shane star, Tiger Woods. Been dropped from the PGA Tour cover. He's been on that for years.
Or most of the covers, anyway.
If
you get the collector's edition, he's still on
He's
that
still
one.
on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so for the real diehard.
Will stay true to him.
Well done. And I nearly made a joke there that's probably very litigious, so I'll stop making it immediately. This was another thing I heard on Radio 4. I've become very cultured since buying a house, not living in a flat. Lived in a flat, used to listen to Capital and stuff like that in Absolute. Now I listen to Radio 4 in my house. Very middle. I never. Can I just say
you haven't got the internet?
Exactly. I never used to listen to Capital. That was a lie. But there is now. Is this a coincidence? Is this one of those things? Who knows? That some people who've bought Kinect have said that almost immediately after they got the Red Ring of Death. Now, Red Ring of Death happens. I've had it. It's not nice, and it can happen at any time. So it could be a coincidence. Is that, Nick or Verity, have you found any scientific basis that links these two things together?
No.
There we go. Then that's that.
It's
then.
absolutely got to be a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because it's got to do with the... Now, there's something to do...
You're about to say something technical. I love it.
Yes. It's something to do with the soldering between the CPU...
Yes.
and the GPU. No?
Leave her, Nick. Don't help her. Let her do this on her own.
I think that's what... You're so mean. That's what causes the red ring of death. Now, I'm probably going to get absolutely flamed for that, but I'm pretty sure that's what...
It's something like that, I think.
Now, what can attaching a camera... basically to a machine. How can that?
It seems very unlikely. And the Radio 4 didn't give the figures. If it had said, 60% of new Kinect owners have found this problem, then you'd think, well, yes, there is obviously some correlation. I think they had 3 people on the radio, so
Microsoft have told the Beeb it's definitely a coincidence.
I think it has to be a coincidence. It'll be very. I mean, if it's happened to you, again, go to the forum and let us know. But it would. You're right. They're so not connected. The technology.
I know my friend just recently had a red ring of death, but I don't know if he's recently bought Kinect, so I have to ask him.
Yeah, ask him. Bring that to the table next time.
Coincidence strung out as a story, I think, really.
Yeah, and that does happen a lot. There's I remember I did a thing for Watchdog that I should have said no to about PlayStations breaking down. And while I was there filming, I was thinking...
about when they get firmware updates,
Yep, this is... No, they were getting like the equivalent of the red ring of death. It was like... I remember being there filming thinking... This is a really, really badly researched piece, and I'm going to get a lot of crap for this. And I did. I got a lot of abuse, rightly so, for presenting a really badly researched piece that was, a little bit of smoke and mirrors and not much fact at all. 8 million Kinects have been shipped worldwide.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, isn't it?
Considering there was all this fuss about the price point being...
Yeah. I think they sold 5 million by Christmas around the world, obviously.
Yeah.
I've still not had a go on it.
Oh, what?
Where's my free one?
Coming. It's in the post.
And I'm so excited about this. Ghosts and Goblins is being released on the Virtual Console. Considered to be one of the hardest games ever.
Yeah.
The first level, the second level's impossible. I remember playing it in the arcade, and the first level is just so hard. I think there are 4 levels, maybe 6, and it's just ridiculously hard.
Which is from the days before checkpoints.
Yeah, exactly, totally.
You die, you just go straight back to the beginning and do it all over again.
But it's a wonderful game.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And another question for the makeshift forum/blog posters: the hardest game. What do you think is the hardest game you've ever played? That does it? And is it still hard? And do you go back to it now and actually it's quite easy?
And also, are games now too easy? Because
yes,
there aren't any games like Ghosts and Goblins around now, are there, that really make you work like that? Most of the time,
what was that game? Came out in about October, November. That was really really difficult. It was in our Games of 2010 piece.
Was it?
Come on, Nick.
Limbo.
No.
A really difficult game from the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just.
It was from Japan. It's a Japanese.
You can play as well, kids. You can play at home. What do you think she's thinking of? What game do you think Verity's thinking of?
It was a Japanese game and it was really difficult. Oh.
And what did you have to do?
I didn't play it.
Yeah, Nick, she didn't play it. You should know what she's talking about from that vague description. You muppet.
Oh, I can't remember. It was
it's on the tip of my tongue.
I'm sure it is. This is now becoming absolutely pointless because it's
this is fun.
I like dead end of a.
I think we're all still a bit boozed up from Christmas. It's kind of, the show before Christmas was all very hyper because we had sweeties in, and we're all a bit. And now I think we've still got boozy kind of thing. A Japanese game.
It's a Japanese game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really difficult.
We haven't moved on much, have we?
One of our games of 2010.
It was in our roundup at Games of 2010.
Yep.
Simon Monk even said it was really difficult, and Simon Monk.
And so who's Simon Monk for those who don't know?
Simon Monk is one of our games reviewers.
Okay. If Monk said it was difficult, it must be well hard.
Exactly.
When we get out of this room, I'm going to remember it.
Well, kids, that's your competition for this month.
It's Japanese.
Go to the forum.
And it's well hard.
It's Japanese. It's well hard, and Monk found it hard as well. Go to the forum and tell us, and the winner will win a round of applause from us.
Yes,
next month.
Absolutely. Good luck with that.
Oh, what fun! Any other business?
Well, that's the gist of it at the moment, really.
And I told you times leaking backwards. I said the end of this podcast would be bad, and that's it. Nick going, yeah, well, that's the gist of it. I'm afraid we haven't got much else. We've one other little thing that I did spot actually about. It's Bungie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bungie, yes.
I never know how to pronounce it. Have trademarked.
It's going to be Bungie.
There's no clue there that's going to be a soft G. Where's the clue?
Well, like a bungee jump is spelled exactly the same way.
Is it?
Isn't it? Or is it with a Y?
Bungie would be really silly.
It wouldn't be rubbish, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't be bungy. It would be bungy.
Bungie, that's worse.
It'd still be not very good.
But it's not very good. Yes, they've made the right decision pronouncing it Bungie. So, Bungie have trademarked the names Seraphs, Osiris, New Monarchy, and Dead Orbit. So that's going to be some games that are coming out.
But I hope it's not, because those all sound awful. Don't they?
You're both being very amusing today. Well done. You're making me laugh a lot more than normal. They do sound... okay, which sounds the worst? Dead Orbit sounds good, though. You're in orbit and then someone's dead.
Sounds just a bit like Dead Space.
Okay.
It does a bit.
Osiris sounds rubbish because that's like Egyptian gods and stuff. And that'd be worse.
Maybe that'd be a bit like...
sounds dreadful.
On that bombshell, we will say thank you very much. Cheers for listening. Don't forget you can subscribe to us on the iTunes. You can get us on the... Now, there's the new page on the MSN website. What's the best way to get to that?
Coming in on the tiny URL, go to tinyurl.com/MSN podcast.
Okay.
And that will bring you straight into the main blog page with all download links and everything else that you might need.
So we've given you lots of questions and lots of homework. Do help us this month, because otherwise it's just us arguing and wittering on and trying to remember games. Well, we know very
sorry about this. I don't know what's going on. I should write things down.
It's always hard when you come back from Christmas and New Year just to kind of get back into the flow of things. I'm struggling, doing the radio show and doing this, and it's... Don't worry. By March or April...
Back on it.
We're going to be good.
Yeah, not long to wait.
Nick Verity, a pleasure.
Always.
Yes.
Of course.
Ta-ta.
See you.
Bye.
Gamecast from MSN.